Hey y'all, I was waving the screen. Okay, Tony's right. What's up? So, I'm gonna show you two books that I got. So, I went to DC today and I didn't get these books. I got the magazine. Um, but I didn't get the two books that I'm gonna show you. And I'm gonna do like a review of them when I read them and all this kind of stuff. I was gonna wait, but I'm not gonna do that. Let me actually get the books. Hold on. Okay, so like I said, went to DC. Union Station is the main station because I took MARC train down there. It's easier than the pricier, yes, but it's easier than like trying to drive down there and find parking. Because one thing about DC is like the parking is just so weird. The parking is weird in major metropolitan cities anyway, but like I feel like you see signage and you just like, well, where can I park? Like, based on the sign, like, when can I park? Even something like I'm used to, I'm used to like where I live. People just walking in the middle of the street when there's no cars and just not waiting to go to the ends and the pedestrian walk. I'm like, we're just regulars here. We're just regulars here. So I was like, dang, like I just really wish I could do that. I really wish I could do that down here. It was cool though. So I went to a place that had been there for like 15 years. It's a little vlog or whatever. That's going out. We'll see if I put it on my life channel. My wound channel. That's my lifestyle channel. But yeah. So went to a restaurant. It's kind of like Cabo. They needed a little bit more salt in the chicken, the harissa chicken. They needed a little bit more salt. I ain't gonna lie. Other than that, it was pretty good, but just a little bit more salt in there. But don't let this population bland you out. So yeah, so went to DC. I'm gonna do a video about that because I gotta put like my first video up about the law school thing because like officially I am going to do law school and I'm gonna put a video up there. Yeah, so there's that. So got 3 books today, technically 1 magazine, 2 books. So the first, Monocle, of course. I checked to see Monocle. I really like Monocle because it does a lot of community-based kind of like articles, and I'm going to talk about community-based like businesses that integrate themselves into the local community. So mom and pop stops and shops, approaches to solving local community problems. If you're interested in like urban design, urban planning, architecture, interior design, fashion design, stuff like that, I think you like this kind of book. But it is more of that, if you're into like urban planning, community planning type, design planning type thing. It's not like a lifestyle gossip magazine. That's not what the shit is. So it features a lot of like art directors, gallerists, gallery owners, architects, people who are like 5th generation shoemakers, things like that, artisanal brand type things. It is very European focused, but it does do articles like in sometimes in the US, but it does a lot of articles about like Japan, Korea, China, Indonesia, Vietnam, a lot of up and coming economies across Africa, so places like Nigeria, places like South Africa, Kenya, Tanzania, Ethiopia, stuff like that. So I really enjoyed this magazine, so I got it for July and August. So I think everything that I got, every magazine that I've gotten is July, August. So they're like, look, bitch, you gonna get these 2 months together. We're on vacation. So that is the first one. So that's my magazine for that. And then these 2 books are poetry books. So I was going to get a fiction book from this writer, and I don't know what her name is. Let me see. I think I'm gonna look into her more because I was gonna get the book, and then I like looked at it and I was like, never mind, because I was like, I think I might want to look into her work a little bit deeper. Just because, is that her name? Oh, my bad. Not right. Okay, so I might start looking into this person, like with their books. So the writer is Charlotte Carter. So Charlotte Carter is in her 70s, but is a mystery writer and experimental writer. And I think the experimental part got me, and I was gonna buy the book, but then I started reading it and I was like, I don't think I want this. I would like a TV adaptation about that though. I wonder if somebody would like want to do a TV adaptation of her work, because it probably would be really nice. But I decided to not do it. So according to voices.u chicago.edu, she's had a varied writing life. So she's a prose poet, I guess, attached to the New York School, to ghostwriting in tandem with her late husband, to pulp fiction. She's an author of an acclaimed series featuring Nanette Hayes, a young Black American jazz musician with a lust for life and talent for crime solving. Her work has appeared in a number of American Bridges anthologies. She has a novel, Walking Bones, published in 2002. And then Beauty in the Blood was due to be published in 2023. And then, is that the number? Okay, Beauty in the Blood is the book that I was gonna get, but I decided not to get because I was like, I think I might want to see what some other stories of hers are about. It didn't say, like, it sounded fine, but also I'm not a fiction reader right now. Like, I'm not a big fiction reader, so I'm kind of like, like if she has a really, really short stories, like, I'll do them. But it was actually like a novel, and I was like, ugh. Once I started thinking about it, I was like, never mind. But Charlotte Carter, look into Charlotte Carter. I think that if you're into mysteries, Black mysteries, I'm gonna do a video about like diversity in Black books and stuff like that, because I'm gonna try to integrate myself on YouTube, BookTube, whatever type shit. But yeah, so look at that. But I didn't get that book. Instead, I got two poetry books. So the first one is Richard Seekin. I don't know how to pronounce it. Crush. Forward by our girl Louise. And so I decided to get this because, like, I never heard of this person. And I was like, okay, like, we'll see. And I was reading some of the poetry and I liked it well enough, so I decided to get it. So there will be a review of this eventually. And so yeah, I also am a sucker for books with photos like this. And yeah, so this book was the winner of 2004 Yale Series of Younger Poets competition. It's a powerful new collection of poems driven by panic and obsession. You can definitely tell that in like this book from the poems that I got. As the distinguished poet and competition judge, Louise Gluck writes in the foreword, if the panic is his grounding note, Seekin's obsessive focus is a tyrant the body. His title Crush suggests as much in the dictionary. Among the word's many meanings, to press between opposing bodies so as to break or injure, to oppress, to break, to pound or grind. As a noun, extreme pressure. Out of this cauldron of destruction, its informal meaning, infatuation, the sweet fixation of girl on boy. In Seekin, boy on boy, the risk of obsessive material is that it may get boring, repetitive, predictable, shrill, and the triumph of Crush is that it wreathes, and blazes while at the same time holding the reader utterly. Sustaining interest seems far too mild a term for this effect. What holds is sheer art despite the apparent abandon. So yeah, there will be a review of this when I like finish it. So yeah, the second one I got is Essex Hemphill, Selected Poems, Love is a Dangerous Word. So Essex Hemphill has been deceased like 30 years, which I never knew who this was, but I saw it on the shelf and I actually read some of the poems and decided to get this instead of Charlotte Carter because I'm a poet and I'd rather do poetry. And I really want to investigate like some of her other stories to see. But I got this. Love is a Dangerous Word, and a Black poet that I didn't know. I am pretty ignorant to the world of poetry and writing and literature in general, so I'm pretty open with what I will read. I had a few books that I was interested in that like when I went back to the store I couldn't like fucking find them and I was annoyed, so I have to go back through my Google thing to like find the books, and I may try and get another library card and just like get the fiction books because those are the books I'm less likely to keep because I'm not a fiction reader like that. Like, and if I really fuck with it, like I'll buy it for real. So I might just like go to my central library, get the card, and then like start borrowing the books that I want that are like more novel based, right? So yeah, this is Love is a Dangerous Word. So for 3 decades, and he died relatively young, like he wasn't even 40 when he died. So, you know, for 3 decades, the legacy of the writer, editor, performer, and activist Essex Hemphill has been lovingly sustained through Xeroxed copies of his few published works. As potent now as they were in the 1980s, with tenderness and rage, Hemphill's poems unflinchingly explore complex, overlapping identities, the American political landscape, and his own experiences as a gay black man, or black gay man. Things like that matter, saying it like that. As a black gay man during the AIDS crisis, Love is a Dangerous Word contains selections from Hemphill's only published full-length collection, Ceremonies, named one of the 25 most influential works of post-war queer literature by New York Times, alongside rarely seen poems from magazines, chapbooks, and Hemphill's literary archive. It serves as both an introduction to Hemphill's poetic prowess and a treasure trove for those who have long awaited his return to the literary spotlight. And then they have praise for Jericho Brown, Dana Smith, and then Audre Lorde, Vincent Cunningham. So these are the 2 books that I got for poetry. Yeah, so I'm really excited. And my TBR, I gotta reread Television Fathers so I can do my final review on it to submit. And then Guinness on the Quay, I want to finish this. So I think I'm gonna try and like pair these 3 kind of together. They look like a mood, don't they? All 3 of them. Oh, mood board based on color. Mood board, yeah. So I really kind of want to do these 3 in the next week, and then we'll kind of like take our time with this one. So yeah, that's what I purchased book wise. Thank you for watching. I'll talk to you guys later. Take care.